The 12 tribes waking up, they know we on the road. I'm seeking the kingdom, yeah. Confess my sins, yeah.
Barak, Hashem, Shalom, planet Earth. Welcome back to TRU-TALK. It's been a minute. Uh, sometimes you got to get off to yourself, like Mashiach did when he fasted for 40 days and 40 nights, and he went into the wilderness. Sometimes you just got to humble yourself and get off by yourself so the Most High can fill you up, so you can grow spiritually and mentally and be prepared uh, and ready for the times that we in. And, just to get back on track, and stay focused. And I don't think that just appeared for me. I think, with people know it during that time, I think during this time, I just felt like it was a time for most of us to step back and kind of get back focused and re-examine ourselves. And I hope it's been a blessing to y'all. I hope that y'all allow for the Most High to pour into y'all so y'all can be able to let your light shine, so you can be able to be used, so you can bear those good fruits. A lot of times, I don't know much about plants, but I know that for any flower or plant to grow right, a lot of times they call it clipping. They clip the dead leaves off of it, or they call it purging. And when you clip the dead leaves off of it, it will help the plant grow better. And sometimes we have dead things that attach to us, things that was fresh and good, but got old. And that's not a bad thing necessarily. Just sometimes things just need to be cut from us so we can grow. And we got to be willing to go through that purging, because it's painful, because you got to cut things loose from you. And anytime you cut something away, it's going to be painful and hurtful, but it's to help us grow. So that was like the period that the Most High had me in. But nevertheless, I'm back, and I want to share what the Most High showed me. Now, before I go any further, I must put this disclaimer out. I do not teach that only Israel can be saved. I don't teach that. That's not my doctrine. That's what I don't believe in. Not according to my feelings, but according to the scriptures. And it ain't because, I know the Gentile can be saved. And it's not because I want them to be saved or because I don't want them to be saved. I ain't got a dog in this fight. It's the Most High creation. He do what's right. He a righteous judge. And he said the righteous of Yasharal and the righteous of the Gentiles will be saved. Now, of course, we got different roles. Of course, Yasharal is his chosen people, and we're supposed to be a light to the nations. And of course, you know that the Gentile is going to serve us or be our servant. And that's not a bad thing, There's a saying, I'd rather be a doorkeeper in heaven than to suffer in hell, something like that. and we all servants to the Most High. So it's a beautiful thing. Everybody got their roles and part to play, and but nevertheless, I remember I was talking to my auntie, and I was just telling her how we was Yasharel, and she brought up the scripture, and she don't bring up this scripture. I heard this scripture brought up many times, and even myself has brought up this scripture to prove to those that say only Yashara'al can be saved. I say, no, no. Go to Revelation 7 and 19. There was a great multitude of people out of every nation. So I have used this scripture before, but my auntie had said this, and I was like, yeah, auntie, I know that. And I was like, I get that. Everybody can be saved, but, there's something special about Israel. And after I hung up with her, there was just something burning in my heart. You ever got that burning in your heart? And I wasn't mad or upset. We didn't have a bad conversation, so I didn't get it. But I knew it was something the Most High was trying to tell me. So I said, well, let me look into this verse. And as always, you go back to the original, what it was originally written in. A lot of times when I read in the First Testament, or what they call the Old Testament, I go into the Hebrew and the definition of words to get a better understanding. And when it comes to the New Testament, I go into the Greek, and from the Greek, I go into the Hebrew also, because what they don't tell you, which is another story for another day, that the New Testament was written in Aramaic and Hebrew also. But because Greek was the main language, and Greek was, powerful and gaining powerful, and many people were speaking Greek, uh, the Greek gospel was the one that was spreading, and many people had, because many people were speaking Greek. So you know by default, uh, they said it was written in Greek, but that's not true. And I got different sources that points to the uh, New Testament being written in Aramaic, Hebrew, uh, Ethiopian, all different language. But nevertheless, I went back into the Greek, because when you want to get a better understanding, you got to go to the source of the word and the source of the definition. And there's nothing wrong with King James Version or the English version, but I encourage everybody to uh, get familiar with the original text, the Hebrew, because it do bring things to light. Nevertheless, let's begin. Revelation chapter 9, Revelation chapter 10, verse 9. And it says, after these things I looked, and behold, a multitude great, which to number it no one was able, out of every nation. Uh, every nation, when I looked up that word nation, it does mean foreign nation, Gentile. So it means out of every nation. Out of every nation, what happened? Came something came out of these nations. So it said there was a multitude that wasn't able to number, in every nation in tribes. So when you look in the English of the KJV version, it got kinsmen, out of every kinsman. Now, when you think of the word kinsman, what do you think about? You think about being related. You know, this is my kins, this is my kinsman. So it says out of every kinsman. Well, let's look at this word, the definition of this Greek word. Let's see if we can get a better understanding of what the Greek was trying to tell us, or what the writers was trying to tell us when they wrote this in Greek. So this word pronounced ule is a tribe or a race of people. Okay, a tribe, a race of people. But look what it says right here. It says a tribe, race lineage. Now, you know, a race or a lineage, the descendant of a common ancestor. Wait a minute. So when it says tribe or kinsman, well, in the Greek, it says tribe, but in the English, it says kinsman. But we know that in Israel, there are 12 tribes, and we are all kinsmen. It says, like the pedigree springing from Jacob, Israel. Oh, that's interesting. So what this role is alluding to is a tribe of people like Israel, like the 12 tribes, kinsmen, like Benjamin, Jacob. That would be what called the tribe of Israel. And those tribes would be kinsmen. They are the same what? It says the descendant of the common ancestors. Let me hike that up. The descendants of a common ancestor. So this is what this word, the definition of that word in Greek. So in other words, we can look at that out of the nation now was not Yasharel, Judah, Benjamin, all the tribes scattered throughout all the nations. So if the Most High was bringing the tribes out of the nations, wouldn't all the tribes come out of the nations? All 12 tribes are scattered throughout the nations. Maybe I'm tripping, but they get a little bit more interesting. And it says, in people. Come on now, we know people is people. People can be any and everybody. Can it? Shouldn't it? Let's look at this definition to get a better understanding of what people is talking about. And this word is pronounced laos, laus. It says the people, a people characteristic of, may I like that, of the children of God chosen people. First the Jews, then the Christians, then it got something, uh, but rarely the people, the crowd. But then I went down a little bit, and here it go again. The root of the English term latis, a people particular use of the people of the Lord. And right here got in brief phrasing saying the Hebrews. So in Greek, it wasn't just talking about any people, it was talking about a certain people, the chosen people. And it got an example right here where it says, for he will save his people from their sins. So in the Greek, when you look at Matthew, when it says he will save his people, it got this word laos. So I said, well, is that the only word that can mean people? Or is there any other word that can mean people? Because Greek is kind of similar to Hebrew. You have different words that mean the same, but it's different. It can mean people, but it's a different type of people. Both words can mean people, but the definition can be totally different. I'm studying this together with y'all. We're going to look up people in Greek, where it got Greek and Hebrew. Now, this first word right here, the people, is the word that we just looked up, the laos, which we understand can mean the Lord's people or the chosen people. So let's look up this word. Now, this word is demos, a D. I might not be pronouncing it right. Demos. And this word also means people in Greek. But look at the definition. A, a district or country. The common people. The people assembly. And down here it says the people, especially citizens of the Greek cities and popular assemblies. But in New Testament, multitude, rabal, rabels. So you see that this word damos means just a common person. And in the Greek, when they use the word damos, it's talking about just a Gentile person, just a common person. It can be somebody that's a citizen of the Greek city. And it got an example where it says in Acts, the people kept crying out. And if you understood Greek and understood the language, when you read this and you read damos, you knew when it said the people, it was talking about just common people. And Acts 17 said to bring them out to the people. So we see that there's a difference if you was reading in Greek when it says uh, laus, you would understand that it wasn't talking about a common person, but it was talking about the people of the Most High. So that draw my attention that in Greek there's two words for people, and one definition is the people of the Lord or the people of the Most High, the chosen people, and the other definition is just common people. And then it says tongue. So once again, looking at the definition of laus, it's a people characteristically of God's chosen people. The first the Jews, then the Christian. And down here it says the people of the Most High equal Hebrews. And once again, in this verse of Matthews, it reads, "For he will save his people from their sins." But instead of having Damos, it got Lamos. So Damos would just be just common people. But if you was reading Greek, when you read this and you seen the Lamos, you know, it wasn't talking about just any people. It was talking about the Most High chosen people. So it says he came to save his people, who is his people, the chosen, the Israelites, from their sin. So that's why it got Laus right in there instead of Damos, which means just a common person. And then it says in tongues. Now we know Israelites, we've been scattered all over the globe to the four corners, and we all speak different dialects, different tongues. Some people speak Jamaican, some people speak the Caribbeans, some people speak French, some people speak Spanish, some of our people speak English, uh, some of our people speak German. You know, we got different tongues. We speak different tongues. So if you look at it from the Greek understanding and the Greek standpoint, it's will read or have an understanding like this, that out of every nation came every tribe of Judah, every chosen people of the Most High that spoke in every different language. And it would make sense because Yasharel, once again, we scattered amongst the nation. We are in every place, and we speak in different tongues. And probably every tongue up under this earth, Yasharel speak in. So he brought out of the nation. So he's saying, out of these nations came the 12 tribe of Israel and the people of the Most High. And that people also could be the Gentiles, but it's the people of the Most High. And we know who are the people of the Most High. Yashael is the chosen people of the Most High. It literally said the chosen people of the Most High. In tongues, standing therefore the throne before. So in other words, the Most High brought his people that was from every tribe that was of the chosen, that spoke in every different language from amongst the nations. They came out from every nation and stood before his throne. So that's, like I'm saying, that is the Greek way to look at it. If you look at it from the Greek way, from the Greek point of view, from the Greek definition, this would be the way to look at it. But of course, from the English point of view, from the English mind, because we thinking with this English understanding and dialect or the interpretation they gave us, you would think this was just saying everybody. But you see, this may not be the case. Now, once again, I'm not saying that other nations cannot be saved and only Yasha Ra'al is the only nation can be saved. And I'm not teaching no type of doctrine I'm just showing you what I came across. So I would love for y'all to do more research in this. Give me your feedback. Let me know. Talk to me. Let me know what y'all think. Like I say, I'm not teaching y'all. I'm not taking up the title of teacher. I'm just sharing the information that the Most High allowed for me to see. I'm sharing it with y'all. And iron sharpen iron. Let's communicate. Let me know what y'all think about this. Y'all think that there's some truth to this, where I just showed? Y'all think that now it's talking about everybody? If y'all think it's just talking about Yasharel being brought from every nation? Because what's interesting, right before this verse, it was talking about the 44,000 that will be sealed. So if we read everything in context, as wisdom teach us, and the Most High gave us understanding to, to put everything in context and not just hear a little bit and run with it, but get the whole understanding. Before this, it was talking about the 144 being sealed, and then it go from talking about him bringing out of the nation every tribe or kinsman, which would be the 12 tribes, the kinsmen, bringing every 12 tribes from the nation of his chosen people or his elite, and that can be Gentiles also. Like in the definition, it said the Jews first into the Christians. So, of course, his people are the chosen people, but the Most High people are those who serve him. And then it says every tongue, we speak, we everywhere, we speak every tongue. Our brothers that's in Africa, some of us speak, there's so many hundreds of dialects alone in Africa. So, you know, let me know what y'all think, what y'all feel about this. And if I'm wrong, please let me know how I might be wrong. And if I'm right, please let me know how I might be right. Like I'm saying, we just looking into this. I hope this will rock y'all. Till next time, Shalom.